Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Adam Bergman's Moneymakers. Thank you so much for tuning in. You know I can't finish the week without talking about PALANTIR. It's Friday, the bell has rung, PALANTIR is not doing so good over the course of the last 3 days. I have a sneaking suspicion that it is going to make a nice bull run on Monday, and I have my own reasons. I'll talk about it on Monday if I am right or wrong, but that's my thesis. Guys, a lot of people don't really understand what PALANTIR does, and it's very difficult to listen to me speak about it all the time. Sometimes you need some examples and you gotta hear it from the horse's mouth. There's a company called PG&E, which stands for Pacific Gas and Electric. They use the PALANTIR Foundry platform. They are in charge of energy distribution. Today, there was a video that was posted by PALANTIR. PALANTIR itself has a YouTube channel. We take for granted all the amazing hints, all the amazing encouragement, and all the amazing data that PALANTIR, an AI data analytics company, actually gives us on a daily basis. They have not only their PALANTIR channel, but they have sub-channels that actually shows developers working with PALANTIR. I wish I had more time to cover all of that, but I'll get to everything slow and steady. I want to play you this video and then give you some commentary so you understand exactly what PALANTIR could do for a massive company like PG&E, which is traded on the stock market and has a market cap just shy of $20 billion.
I'm Sumit Singh and I have the privilege of being PG&E's Chief Safety and Risk Officer. We have a significant amount of infrastructure that goes around many times a distance around this world, and we get data on the tune of 8 billion to 10 billion data points to operate a safe, reliable energy system every single day.
So 8 to 10 billion points of data every single day. And he's talking about that the wires, right, that brings the electric spans the entire earth many times over. Just so you can visualize and understand the massive undertaking it would take to actually process data of this size and magnitude.
Critical for us to be able to understand what are those key data attributes, not just about our assets, but about how those assets are being operated.
PG&E is dealing with a massive climate threat. Wildfires are increasing in frequency, size, and intensity, and wildfire seasons are going longer. Foundry acts as a central hub, layering together risk models and the current grid conditions, enabling us to better understand and manage the risk. PG&E is rolling out enhanced power line safety settings that protect the grid and California for the entire fire season.
I want you to understand what they're saying. Risk mitigation. Remember, PALANTIR is not so much as making you better, but more so finding cracks and chinks in the armor. It makes you less inefficient. It finds the holes in your game. That's what they're talking about, the risk management. And that's why PALANTIR is a perfect partner for PG&E.
The way that Foundry helps with EPSS, we took advantage of this capability where it spatially recognized which conductors were traversing areas where there's fire risk. It had the capability of electrically tracing upstream until it got to a device that had the capability to use these fast tripping enhanced power line safety settings. We ran that program for the entire system. It identified for all 25,000 miles or so of wire that is in these high fire risk areas, which devices needed to be enabled, because this weather's coming whether we're ready.
So 25,000 miles of wire, PALANTIR ran through it, and it detected which one of these cables had an issue, which one of these cables need to be reinforced, specifically in high-risk areas of a wildfire, right? Because these wires aren't just open road. And if one of these wires drops, well, that's a high-risk area, and it's going to cause a massive wildfire that spreads into the forest or starts into the forest, and you're going to have one of these situations like we have in California.
We make sure that they're on as that weather comes, and they're off once the weather passes. Foundry allows us to understand the reliability impacts of the new settings and be data-driven in identifying patterns to improve the stability of the grid.
Conducting preventative maintenance is key to preventing electric equipment issues from potentially sparking a wildfire. Foundry has been used to analyze smart meter data to develop a model that better predicts distribution transformer equipment health for preventative maintenance. Smart meters.
Again, preventative maintenance. Preventative maintenance. That means figure it out before something happens.
Allow us both to observe kind of measurements of voltage and load at millions of points on the electrical grid. And by combining the information with geospatial location and network topology, we're able to really infer a lot of information about how our systems are operating. If we know when something is more likely to fail, we can take action. We can prevent wildfires that are caused by power lines. We can keep people safe.
Historically, PG&E's data systems and warehouses were deployed to support specific capabilities and business functions and were only integrated as needed. Foundry is our central platform for data-driven decision-making and situational intelligence. It serves as the operating system that will enable effective end-to-end asset and risk management. In the future,
Effective end-to-end asset and risk management. You heard what he just said. Effective end-to-end asset and risk management. And Palantir Foundry is the data system that they're using. I don't know if you guys understand exactly what all these things mean, and that's why I keep reiterating, and I'm trying to drill it into your brains, whoever's watching this channel, how absolutely massive Palantir Foundry is. And on its own, this would be some next level stuff, but this is just the beginning, the tip of the iceberg of what Palantir could do. Remember, Palantir spans not just across commercial, but also across government. And they have so much more capabilities than what PG&E is talking about in this specific 4-minute video.
Foundry will enable us to manage across the life cycle of the grid, from scenario modeling to work planning, scheduling, executing, operating, and closing. Our job here is to manage the
Scenario modeling. You heard what they just said. Scenario modeling. Again, there goes that oncology, the digital twin, where you can put information in and figure out what's going to happen. And if this happens, then that, so on and so forth. Preventive maintenance, upgrades, and knowing what's going to happen before it happens, and you fix that problem preemptively. By doing that, you save a lot of money in the future, and not only money, a lot of harm to the environment when it comes to a company like PG&E. It's remarkable what Palantir could do. And remember what they said, 8 to 10 billion data points every single day, over 25,000 miles of wires. And all of this is run by Palantir Foundry, almost instantaneous.
grid as efficiently and effectively as possible. And that includes long-term optimizations, right? What are we going to do from a maintenance and construction standpoint? Where are we going to underground lines? And that includes operational things that are happening tomorrow. So ultimately what we're trying to do is get all the right work done as efficiently as possible so that our customers get the best outcome from a safety perspective, the best outcome from a reliability perspective, all of it.
What I'm excited about with Foundry is to have a common operating platform that can be a key enabler to that, and it's already starting to yield some very significant benefits in the wildfire space, and I'm looking forward to expanding that across the enterprise.
I wanted to take a moment to shout out Palantir and also to shout out PG&E and other partners that Palantir has. As I mentioned before, even like 6 months ago, it was very taboo for you to use Palantir. It was very hush-hush, and a lot of people didn't want to say that they're using Palantir. Well, you can definitely see a shift and a dynamic in the landscape that we now call AI data analytics. And now it's almost becoming cool to use Palantir because Palantir is the next level. Palantir takes you into that matrix-like world where you can just do things so much better that you never dreamed was even capable, and now it is. So little by little, Palantir is not one of these taboos that nobody wants to talk about. It's not the boogeyman, but slowly and surely it's becoming the standard in bringing your company to the next level. And then in the future, probably in the next 12 months or so, it's going to be like, well, if you don't have Palantir, then you don't have anything. And that's a fact, Adam. That's also why I think that Palantir is well on its way to becoming a $1 trillion company in the next decade or so. Guys, thank you so much for making this channel grow. We're currently at 223 subscribers. I couldn't do this without you guys, and I'm really feeling you that you're feeling me. It really does give me the energy to keep going. This channel is doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. Please give me the likes, the shares, and the subscribe. And I want to say one more time, I do truly appreciate you. If you have an interest in cryptocurrency, I do have another channel called The Adam Bergman Show that is specifically for cryptocurrency and a high level of DeFi, where I actually break down in easy to digest information how and what cryptocurrency is and how and what you can use when and where in the cryptocurrency world. Thank you again. Have a fantastic weekend. I love you all.